So as usual, the moment the public beta dropped for this year's big iPadOS update, I downloaded it and have been testing it for the last 2 weeks. In this video, I'll go over my thoughts regarding iPadOS 27. Now I'm going to go in order of what excited me most personally at the time of announcement, starting with the improved speed and reliability, which is kind of not what you'd expect to find in a beta, but it's a feature and I am testing features. Now, Apple made some bold claims with faster launch times, transfer speeds, system smoothness, and stability all mentioned on the front page. And somehow they didn't disappoint. On this 12.9-inch iPad Pro M2, everything feels super snappy. Apps open quickly, there's no delay, and after the indexing phase, which for me was 1 day after each update, Spotlight search is stupid fast. Maybe the most noticeable improvement, to be honest. It's able to pass emails, texts, and photos in moments. For example, car. Wow, everything I've ever looked or seen relating to cars. And it does all of this while looking super duper sleek, thanks to the liquid glass and UI refinements introduced with this update. Across the entire system interface, liquid glass has been retooled. It's now customizable as well. So if you go into settings and then under appearance, there's a new slider, which will let you make it very frosty or super duper clear. I'll change wallpapers to help show it, but as you can see, you can now customize it to be super frosted or super clear. I'm personally a fan of the clear look, riding the line between subtlety and legibility and letting the refraction give elements their definition rather than their opacity. Sidebars are back. They replace the hovering side windows introduced in iPadOS 26 for a cleaner and more space-efficient layout while still retaining their glassy nature, as you can see here. What else? The menu bar can now be made to always show and reflect whatever app is currently open. Very nice. And while these changes may seem vain and surface level, faster animations, better readability, and while these changes may seem vain and surface level, in my opinion, faster animations, better readability, and more control over how your device looks and feels make me enjoy using this iPad more than ever. Probably the slickest of the new effects is the one for summoning Spotlight and Siri. It's now this little droplet that you can summon by swiping down from the middle third of the display. You see that brought down the notification center, and this is still control center, and the middle is now for Spotlight and Siri AI. Now I'm gonna call it Siri AI for the rest of the video because I don't want to trigger it myself and I don't want to trigger it for you. Now this is the announcement that got the most amount of screen time at WWDC, but it won't be available on roughly half the devices getting the 27 update, including the iPhone 13 Pro filming this video. Understandable, it is rather old, but also the currently sold and recently price hiked A16 iPad. I feel like these devices, even if incapable of running the new on-device AI models, should still be able to utilize cloud compute and get the new AI capabilities, just with the drawback of them being slower due to needing to reach out to the cloud more often. But I digress. The new Siri AI is nice enough that even a casual digital assistant user like me noticed an improvement. General queries and things I would normally turn to Google for or my Echo speaker are now Siri AI questions. Like, for example, can you show me a recipe for how to make crepes with 0% beer? And boom, there it is. If I want more information, there is the option to go directly to the source. Real impressive stuff. However, that isn't the really impressive stuff that Apple is most proud of. That would be the on-device and on-screen awareness stuff, where Siri AI can now go through your photos, emails, notes, and messages to answer your personal questions. Pretty much everything down this bottom app bar except YouTube, I guess, Siri AI has access to, and can, in theory, now answer more personal questions, like, show me my most recent photo of a cat, and remind me, what did I talk about with on the 22nd of November last year? This is pretty cool and a little scary, to be honest. Like, check this out. Let's pick a random day. What was I doing on the 24th of November, 2024? Like, this is insane, because imagine if she also had access to my photo album that I have on my phone. Everything shown so far is just old emails and messages that are on this iPad. It is a really cool party trick right now, but for me, not life-changing. I don't know how to use this. Time will tell though, as it is still new to me and its value may be revealed as I come to use it more. However, it will be hard to integrate it into my personal life, as my iPad has the smart Siri AI and my phone doesn't. So those are the big things that most people will notice, or at least the things that I personally noticed. There was also a huge update to parental controls, but my child is not at risk to the internet and will probably never know what an internet is, so I am ill-suited to judge the feature. In terms of what I want to see, how about making Control Center good? Like, I'm glad it doesn't blur the whole screen like it used to, but come on. Why are these 3 pages not all viewable at the same time? Why can't Control Center be full screen if it's going to stop me from using the full screen while it's open? I'd also love to see third-party app stores and more side loading if Apple is making the iPad more Mac-like. I know that the EU has like side loading, but I live in Australia. Make it an international feature, please. And finally, bring back Today View on the home screen. I will never let this go. The current grid is far too spread out, and widget stacks are not an adequate replacement for the scrollable widget panel we used to have with the clean digital clock at the top. And then when you had it on permanently, you had a smaller grid and things weren't so stupidly spread out. Yes, I care very deeply about this. Oh, how I miss you. But anyway, do I recommend iPadOS 27? Yes, I think it's a rather safe update with one headlining feature being the Siri AI stuff, but that has given the developers more time to clean up the OS, do some much needed behind the scenes work clearing bloat and optimizing processes. In my opinion, these are changes that make a real difference in day-to-day life. It's made my iPad feel faster, which is a rarity with most updates just adding bloat and slowing things down. Anyway, that's what I think. How about you? Leave a comment with your thoughts below. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. Anyway, I'm off to find out who assassinated Rex Lappers.